we fell apart a couple months ago. I don't remember when. We disagreed on a lot of stuff. We dragged each other on different grounds that we shouldn't have. When I'm addressing this, I'm not addressing you asking for forgiveness from you or wanting forgiveness from you. But respectfully, we shared a lot of information that were very secretive to one another that shouldn't have come to the public. Our parents, our past, stuff that shouldn't have. But because of what was going on, we allowed our vulnerability, we allowed our, vitu ambazo they shouldn't have to overpower and not embrace the little, if it was 1 hour of our
Kwenye
conversation.
comment section na
Don't mute. The 1 hour of our conversation that was pure and that was genuine. To be overpowered, but what happened? Because people fall apart, even marriages break. I urge of you, as much as we disagree, I as Mery Pretty, not because I've come here and shared, or somebody else that was close to you shared about their child, or people that are around you that have shared about their child, about their parents, about their spouse. I beg of you, let us protect the most vulnerable in the society. Even when we disagree, even when we want to hurt each other to the deepest, because when we are attacking each other, we don't choose our weapons. We don't choose what we're going to use. But I beg of you, I'm not begging of your supporters, because your supporters I did not have any relationship with. I just beg of you, because you are the one that we spend those few hours on the phone, not your supporters, not my supporters. And you wronged me, I wronged you. And this address is not me asking for you to find a place or you to find a place. Our feelings towards each other at this point remains the way it is. But I beg of you, please, let's leave the most vulnerable individuals in the society. That means the kids out of our fights. And it's not because I don't want you to attack a vulnerable individual, but because I work with those vulnerable individuals in the society, the most marginalized individuals, the disfranchised, the people in the projects. The people, when I walk in their houses, there are roaches crawling. And I'm not that kind of a person. As you can see, my standard of living is quite posh. But I've sacrificed myself as an immigrant to serve the most vulnerable individuals that look just like me in the most inner places in the society. So when we fight, I'll urge of you, please, find that one part in your heart not to include those kids. They did not choose to be born in that kind of environment. We might be those parents who can afford the most expensive therapist and come to our homes and help with speech and feeding, but also understand, I've seen those parents that cannot afford that, and their kids cannot speak. I am guilty of that. We all guilty. But when we say watoto vilema, those kids did not choose to be where they are. In my career, I don't want to say what career or what field I'm in, but I've seen normal kids, A students, but at one level, they come to my office and they have oppositional defiance disorder, conduct disorder. A student, league football players, basketball, full scholarships. And guess what? At age 25, they can't even go to school because they are hearing voices, because they are disorganized, and when they come, the parents are distraught. So just because you did not give birth to that child that did not reach a milestone, as a parent, let's all have that compassion. And I'll always try to never address anyone, you or anyone else, using their kids, because we did not choose. When our DNA meets with your spouse or whatever, we don't know what we're going to come up with. And people come to me and they ask me why. I've always told them, because God knew you're the best. I always tell people come to me and say, why is my child has this condition? Why is this? And why is this? Guess what answer is? Because I don't know what to say. I'm a believer. I tell them, because in the world that God gives, if you believe that God gives kids and gives life, He knew you're the perfect parent for that child. And He gave that child to you, because He could have given that child to your neighbor. Because if you believe He gives life. So let's embrace each other. On this platform is brutal. Tumecharazana, tumetukanana. But can we just leave the most vulnerable individuals in our society, which means our kids? Kwa sababu hao watoto wakati wamelala, they don't know nothing. I beg of you, and you beg of me, that we will never. For me, I've never. But when it comes to, I cannot interpret and I cannot say hii kitu ilisema, because I didn't listen. I don't listen to this stuff. It's what people will come and say. So I can't judge. Lakini ikisema sikuzaa kilema, a mother, a father that had that did not ask for that. When you carry that precious individual, but guess what? I've seen iyo kilema akiwa a scientist. When you guys think of the spectrum of autism is a spectrum, they are geniuses. Kuna genius on this spectrum. There's the most severe and there's most perfect. So when somebody says they have somebody who is affected by this, nyinyi mnafikiria tu ni mtu wako hapo anamwaga mate. But Elon Musk, most doctors, most scientists are on the spectrum. Educate yourself. Education is the best answer. When we live in these developed countries, we need to educate ourselves. We need to embrace everyone in the society. Tusidhurumishe watoto, hawajui fight zetu. Mamangu hajui fight yangu na Muli na Roch. Kwa hivyo wakati unamvuruta mamangu kwa hii fight na anasikiza, analia, anauliza kwa nini amevurutwa kwa hizi ujinga, as much as you wanna say Mungu anakusikiza, even that woman, God hears them. Let's fight each other. Tung'oane meno. Maybe I'm that person who say, tung'oane meno. Let's leave our families, our kids, our parents out of this. And today, I say, if I ever hurt you or anyone, I ask for forgiveness. It doesn't mean that we need to be best of friends, but forgiveness is key. Because if today the good Lord takes me home, I do not want to carry grudges. I want to have a pure heart. As I was born, I was taught to forgive. Because when I loved wholeheartedly. But unfortunately, as a Scorpion, when I hate, I hate wholeheartedly. But what I'm saying, let's coexist on this platform with respect. But most importantly, let's respect the ones that cannot stand on this platform and speak for themselves. That means our kids, our spouses, our parents, our aunties, our uncles that are not on this platform.